Bro, UFC 272. Right before we started recording, we got some bad news. A fight that I think both of us were really excited for got scrapped due to that C word, that Roni. How do you feel about this card, man, before we really dive into it, though?
I like the card. I do, like, truthfully. I love the whole card, like, top to bottom. It just, like, doesn't jump off the table as, like, a high-end pay-per-view. And it's probably not going to do well for a pay-per-view because, like, yeah, the main event has a beef, like a ton of beef, but it's kind of lackluster in terms of, like where do you go from the main event, right? If Masvidal wins, he lost twice to Usman. If Covington wins, he lost twice to Usman. So, like, and Usman and Covington were close fights.
Right. But he still lost.
But it's decisive. He lost 2-zip, and it was unanimous and a finish, a knockout.
Yeah.
Same thing with Masvidal. It was decisive, 2-0. He lost.
Yeah.
He got finished, knocked out, and 50-45. So
it is a weird fight to make.
Yeah, it's the fight to make just because of the beef, right? Like, it's something that generates money. You know, they're all about the money.
But to headline a card, though?
Yeah. Nah, it's not. It's a great co-main.
Dude, I've been talking about it for a long time, how the UFC's in a really strange situation. They got some really dominant champions that most of them have cleaned out their division.
And if you look at it, like,
my boy here, right? Adesanya.
Yeah, he's the biggest superstar that could sell. Like, in my opinion, if like Islam becomes champ, like, he's good, but he lacks, like, I feel like he just lacks that personality. But who knows? Khabib did it, and he, like, kind of came to life toward the end of his career with talk. He came well spoken and stuff, like trash talk. But I don't know, like, Israel could talk his ass off, so that dude could sell a fight left and right. Usman can't really talk. He's a great fighter too, but lately he's been pouring it on with the finishes, which is great to see.
Right.
Glover, who's playing to see Glover,
Well, in particular, I'm talking about, like, 185 with my boy Adesanya. As
like dominance?
Yeah, but they've also cleaned out the division, right?
Yeah.
Adesanya's he's beaten Whitaker twice. He beat Vettori. He beat, like, all the top contenders. Cannonier is the next guy, and he's calling out Cannonier because we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that fight. But Whitaker dominated Cannonier also. And then you look at 170, all the guys that have a legitimate case at a title fight, they've all lost too. And some of them have lost twice, right? Mazola and Covington, and he's beaten Burns. And then at 145, the best featherweight in the world is probably Max Holloway, and he's lost to him twice. And they were going to do a third fight. So if you're the UFC, I feel like you're in some interesting situations where, like, damn, what am I going to do, right? I feel like they're almost excited that Nunez lost her fight. It's like, oh, shit, now there's a money fight with Pena again, right? You run it back for the belt, or you run it back for the other belt. It's just weird spots, man. That's how I feel about. I think 155 is the most interesting, which is why Fiziev and Dos Anjos is so whack. Because not that it was a title contender, but you itch closer to that, especially if you're Fiziev.
Right. No, I agree. 72 is interesting just because there's, like, you got guys coming up, but they're just not, like, knocking on the door yet. Like Khamzat, Shavkat, Rakhmonov.
That's your boy.
That's my guy, yo.
Boss love.
I do. Bilal too is right there. Bilal Luque is coming up. That's a good main event. That's like a possible.
Isn't that the following week?
No, it's a couple weeks. The following week is
Aspinall.
No, it's Magomed Ankalaev and Thiago Santos Ankalaev.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, then it's Aspinall Volkov.
Right in London.
Yeah. But so there's some new blood coming at 70. It's just not, like, knocking on the door yet, which is why this main event, it's great, but it's like, I just don't know where each guy goes from here. One, whoever loses, I think, is, like, their star power is going to start to fade. That's why I guess they made this fight to headline a pay-per-view, because loser loses their aura in a sense. Like, Masvidal had it. Dude, Masvidal had it and fucking took off with the Till Askren Diaz run was nuts. Like, that'll never be replicated.
And even I think before he got knocked out by Usman in the second fight, his stock was still high because it was like gangsta what he did. 100%. Right? He took that fight on 6 days' notice.
Across the world.
Made weight and went the distance with the champion. And that's why it was such a... And, looking back at some of those promos, because I look back at some of those promos for Usman Masvidal too, he kept saying, like, he had an excuse. That's why he took the fight. It was one of those situations where you have nothing to lose there.
Right.
If you win, you blow up even more. But if you lose, you're so respected by public perception. Like, yo, that was dope. You saved the card, shit like that.
That's why, I mean, we're talking about this card now. I said Islam could take this fight. Makhachev, he just fought last week, and you're like, no way. But
yo, like, why would you though?
Nah, I mean,
especially
you beat a former champ. I agree with you. I'm just like devil's advocate. You beat a former champ, Dos Anjos, and like people are like, yo, who have you beaten? Who have you beaten? Like Dariush dropped out. He fought Bobby Green.
Right.
I can't even think of his wins off the top of my head.
Well, Dan Hooker's
beat, a great win.
Thiago Moises.
Yeah. So it's like he has good wins, but it's like what, like Dos Anjos, former champ, will put you over the top.
Yeah,
I agree with you. He has no business taking.
Especially when Dana comes out and he says that he's gonna be the #1 contender. Whoever wins between Justin and Charlie Olives, that's who Islam is gonna fight. So if I'm Islam. Cause dude, I feel like it's happened a bunch. Like there was a female fight that happened to. One of the girls, Calderwood. She was next to fight Valentina, and then I think Valentina got hurt, or they rebooked the fight, and then she wanted to fight, and then she lost.
She got subbed. Yeah. That also happened with like a few years. This was going a little bit ways back with Frank Yeager. He was supposed to fight Max.
And then he fought T-City.
Yeah, and T-City knocked him out.
But that's the thing, though. If I have a definite title shot, dude, I'm probably waiting, man. Yeah. Unless it's like a crazy payday. Like if they throw me like $3 million to fight Conor.
Bro.
Right, like some shit like that. But I don't think Islam would get anything too crazy like that.
I don't know.
And also, they're a different breed. I feel like they're hell-bent on getting the title.
Yeah, they are. But he has he has all the... the juice right now. He could, but yo, if you pay up, I'll do it. But if not, I have no reason to do it. He has all the leverage.
Like, yo, think about this: if Dustin was scheduled to fight Fiziev, right, and Fiziev dropped out, you don't think Nate would answer that call?
Dustin, yeah, that's different though.
On short notice, though,
100%.
Throw him the money. Yeah. Like Nate is a big money. He wants like star fights, and he get paid.
But he's not taking a fight against Dos Anjos. They fought already way back.
Right,
and,
but also I'm saying like I feel like Nate is someone that would chase the money fight, the big fight, where Islam would be like, nah, yo, I'm gonna get the title shot.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they strike me.
No, yeah, I don't disagree. Listen, man, I'm just looking out for best interest for to save this card.